come through, and I mean, a mid laner that just works so well with duelist junglers. She can either be the follow-up or she can be the initiator. The chain
into the Rumble matchup, it's generally once you get that Kainic Rookern completed, once you have the Magic Shield, the trades become much more manageable as BLG have started up the first Drake of the game. Trimby, Morteos, and Desamas all around. Even levels here for everybody except +1 level for the AD carry roll on VKS as now Miru's ready to ride the wall straight in. Shadow under pressure a little bit here. They want the kill of the BLG jungler, but it's first blood of the night instead. Desamas has to try to get away. Bin arrives with a teleport and the equalizer lays out the red carpet. Desamas is welcomed straight to the spawn platform. One more auto attack takes him down. BLG have already secured 2. Shadow getting away just barely. Trimby with a flash in to finish off the kill, and he gets back through a magical journey over the wall to stay alive himself.
Supports or whoever's, and then you're like, well, now you can't fight anymore. Sucks to suck. And that's why she's such an obnoxious champion and difficult to lock down. And that's why hard CC is super important for her. And in this composition, there really isn't a lot. So right now, the grubs have started off.
Yep, Shadow's going to go ahead and secure that first grub for BLG, but it's VKS moving into the river now as BLG decide one is enough.
Exactly. You see that Elk was not roaming, and Miru moved from bot, so that is why BLG do back off after this one play. But the problem is there's no TPs up here.
So not a lot of importance placed on that one after the first fight that was over
tower.
As Elk, he does get himself caught up inside that Tempered Fate, tries to Valk away, but the Cyclone interrupts it. That Elk just got hunted. Morteos is the one holding the smoking gun, and VKS get everybody away. Drake now begun once again by BLG. Last time VKS came in and decided they wanted to try to fight for it. This time around, looks like we're not going to see any such thing on in the enemy jungle, placing down some vision, just making sure he maintains control over this area. Nobody from VKS can step up, and that's BLG securing their first Drake. Very late.
They're still not leaving. This is just the same thing as last game. It's the jungle support duo. To me, that was kind of the biggest difference in the last game, how they played together. They're TPing in Miru. They're going to see if they can do something. Yeah,
looks like Desamas has to try to get all the way out here. Defensive Cyclone wants to re-engage there onto Shadow. Seismic shove collides with On. He's down to about 20% HP, and On's turned off. Nice moves from VKS, fighting him off to secure the feat of warfare.
Themselves 3 kills, but BLG's not done yet.
Yeah, Shadow wants to step forward, but he's chunked to half HP. Trimby continuing to get away as Miru rides the Weaver's wall in, but it knocks Shadow onto the wrong side, so he's still safe, and now Miru's gonna be your target. Just completely exploded, but still alive for an extra second. Knight takes him out with the Sigil of Malice. It's a double kill now as Desamas falls too. The LeBlanc is getting fed, and VKS needs to run. Ben's here to cook him up. Triple kill over to Knight. The LeBlanc gets a quadra. 15 minutes into the game.
There it is, the Mejais, a traditional Knight staple.
Yep.
And I mean, there's no reason.
Yeah, this could be. Look at the damage on Desamas. Knight just needs one more spell. Sigil of Malice, one more. Oh, there it is. Knight is dominating. 6-0-1 on this LeBlanc. 4 more pages added to the book. This is beyond a problem at this point. His individual gold lead is 2.1 thousand gold. He's waiting over the wall. He sees Morteos, wants to go in. Spell Shield's going to at least keep the Sivir healthy for now as Knight moves back up to join the rest of his team. The Rift Herald was already secured off screen by Shadow, and we're talking all this about Knight. Elk is still very strong himself here on the Corki. The binding was already used there from Trimby. On jumps in to try to help Knight's dive. Not quite enough damage to kill either one of the VKS bottom laners, but they have plenty of firepower to take down the tier 1.
He's poking pretty hard.
That he is.
The poke is 100% of your HP.
Yeah.
It's getting pretty dire out here for the side of VKS. Knight is still the vast majority of his team's gold lead, however, so if they can kill him, it will be huge. Knight now in some danger, down to 10% HP. Bawal misses the third in Tofo strike as Miru rides the wall forward. Trimby is waiting. They give the shutdown over to Bawal, and Knight playing too far into the faces of VKS gets punished. The gold lead now down below 1,000, but VKS has overstayed. BLG's reinforcements arrive, and Trimby is immediately destroyed. Shadow sidesteps away from the seismic shove. Miru now in a little bit of danger. He no longer has the unraveled earth. Shadow defending himself with the ulti for now. Desamas spinning into the back line. Shadow is already down. VKS coming to life as Elk is grounded. traded, and Miru takes a triple kill to tie up the goal.
Chaos has enveloped the Rift as VKS find a massive comeback play. Triple kill for Miru, a TP back into the river as BLG is not done yet.
Bin is looking for Morteos, who was pushing for that mid tower. He got it. They're going to TP in to defend him, though. Miru's coming, but so is Knight.
Morteos already uses the spell shield to block the first Electro Harpoon. Second one tags him. Bin finding a decent amount of damage here, but Miru is first to arrive. Knight wants to kill the enemy AD carry. Miru dies. Bin is traded. Knight looking for a little bit more, but now he's in danger. He dodges away from the Tempered Fate with Distortion. Trimby continuing to chase, but there's nobody else left to chase with him. Gentlemen, looks like VKS are ready to start up the objective. They are daring BLG to come and stop them. Shadow immediately dropping the ulti here. Knight goes for some quick burst, doesn't find a ton. Trimby only tagged with a Sigil of Malice, but no detonation here just yet. Morteos using the spell shield on, looking for maybe a flank here from the other side. Miru with a very nice Weaver's Wall to prevent any approach from BLG, and VKS just navigated the dragon fight better.
And we gotta see Boal down here, because this is the problem. No one can walk in really besides Boal, and Knight is just gonna try to punish Disamas as he comes in. And they are on it. They do get that information now. Boal is forced to use the TP, but VKS should be able to take back some space.
Yeah, Knight mostly chunks the clone out there from Disamas. Disamas also had a very large purchase when he went back. Sadly, not enough to complete his second full item, so still an advantage there for BLG and for Shadow.
But notice the moment that Boal arrives, just as Azael was saying, space gathered. He is just a man that is not afraid to face check this LeBlanc. He tanks up all the damage. They pop the ult.
Okay, they're on the hunt. BLG have to try to disengage this now, as immediately they seismic shove Shadow back. Disamas going in for the Cyclone. They want to look after Elk. Shadow has to flash away. Redemption coming in for the side of VKS. Nobody dead on BLG. Miru throws himself into the back line, but Disamas is already down. Knight with an assassination. VKS, they took out the enemy Rumble, but they lost their jungler down to about 1/3 HP. The rest of VKS isn't here yet. The Otacon's down to 4K. Does Trimby have the ultimate to try to stall this out? The Otacon's already going to be taken. Shadow secures it, and now BLG are looking to turn and maybe fight. On is the target here at the very start. Redemption coming in to heal him up. Boal still here on the front line. Shadow, defensive ulti, trying to buy a little bit of time. He has to know that he's dead here, so he's just going to create some room.
Look at Knight,
for the
though.
rest
They're
of the team to get
low.
away. Morteos over the wall. Morteos just barely staying alive there as Knight jumps over the wall and nearly assassinates him. So it's Otacon traded for Shadow thus far, but Knight is still looking.
Yeah, Knight is still hunting. Disamas is going to try to look for him, make sure that Morteos can get out safe, and he will be able to do so. But at the end of the day, you did get that one kill, but you got the flash off the Sivir, you got the Otacon, and Knight is even going to be able to push Disamas out of his own jungle, forcing that defensive Cyclone.
So, VKS.
And start this dragon. Nobody from VKS is close enough to try to stop it, so that's objective, BLG.
Yeah, VKS are just going to show up, but this is kind of the worst of those types of contests. When you show up late, you don't even have any opportunity to get involved there either.
Okay, ooh, Tempered Fate, it fires out, but everybody on BLG
if Bin would push up one more wave, look to wall him off, look to punish, we'll be able to get a nice little flick and some chip damage down on him. But it is BLG dominating vision on the top side. That is where the objectives will be played for these next couple minutes. No Dragon for 3 minutes, so it's about that Baron control. And Knight is looking to put some pressure on this tower. VKS want to push on the other side, but Equalizer answers that so easily. So Knight is just going to be able to get a free tower.
And now Morteo's in a lot of danger. He's exhausted, but the rest of the team shows up to immediately back him up. The Redemption to heal him. The exhaust does not do enough. And now VKS are looking to grab a little bit more. Trimby trying to catch up to Shadow here. Disamas and Miru also hanging around nearby. Morteo staying with the rest of the team.
Just go Bloodthirster. You're not getting 100 to 0. It's about the chip. You need to be able to heal back up to be able to stay active in these fights. BLG 2-minning the Baron right now, but Boal taking space. Knight looking over the wall.
Boal here in the front line. Knight looking at the back line. Disamas goes in for the Cyclone, knocks up a couple of them. Elk and on off to the side as Boal goes in after Bin. Tries to go all out, but it's Boal in the middle of 3 different people. He's going to be locked up here with a Tempered Fate to buy him a little bit of extra time. Azon's going to be taken down by the rest of VKS off to the left here at the same time. Elk takes Trimby out of the picture as Boal finally dies. BLG find a 2-for-1 so far. Knight jumps over the wall. Miru fighting back. He throws another rock. Miru is low. Bin wants to go in. It's double golden statues. Bin is about to die. Knight is about to go with them. Morteos gets back over the wall as Elk takes him out, as now he has to try to get away. Disamas with one last auto attack. There are 8 dead bodies on Summoner's Rift, and only Shadow and Knight
isolated 1 versus 3. A good ultimate from Trimby is buying time, but you've got 2 people running all the way to the left. chasing down the support. The target focus needed to be there for VKS because the mobility from BLG allowed them to win out.
Next, Drake is already alive, and VKS are trying to position to take control of the river.
I mean, Morteos had been in such a strong position for so long, but it's Elk now with the IE. He had completed the collector already. VKS, though, nicely done to be able to just steal this dragon away. I thought that was going to be BLG's for sure.
He is going to get rooted up by Knight. He will continue making some distance. And it's not like he's only magic resist, right? Of course, he does have Mercury Treads. Kanik Rukern was the first item, but one item away from full build himself.
Yeah, and Miru is very far up. I mean, he's just there. He's going to get picked.
Yeah, Miru slammed into the wall. He tries to go for a little bit of Gromp gaming. He flashes even, trying to get away. A potential massive mistake from Miru. The only good part there is the fact that there are no objectives on the map for BLG to take, but spending the flash too when you get caught, that's a big punish.
Yeah, I mean, it's a death and a flash for a Gromp, right? At the end of the day there, overstayed his welcome, had no vision around whatsoever. And it's an easy pick there for Bin and On. They do take him down. And now BLG are pressing. They take down that tier 2 mid. No one is answering this whatsoever. And if that gets cracked, then all of a sudden this wave clear matters a lot less.
Yeah, that tier 3 turret is about to fall. One more auto attack will take it. VKS keeps it alive for now. Knight jumping in over the wall, tries to find some quick damage. Yeah, the backdoor protection pops up, but it doesn't matter. It's already so low. Miru's mistake costs gravely for VKS as BLG take the opportunity here with a 5v4 to force down the mid lane inhibitor turret, the inhibitor right behind it, and finally break into the base. Tempered Fate catches Ben on the very edge. Trimby trying to bind him into the wall, but he doesn't have the distance now. The equalizer here for the counterattack. Knight looking for the backline. Keeper's verdict. Ejects the wall. Morteos under pressure. BLG looking to go all the way in as Desamas ends up trying to get away. Morteos barely hanging on, but Desamas is down. Knight kills him off. BLG still looking for even more. Morteos barely hanging on, and that might be the difference between absolute
flashes spent across the board there, though, as that just seemed like a very disjointed fight for VKS.
Morteos! He's gonna die to the chain! Knight with the pick! We've talked about it all game long. If you lose track of him, you are dead, and Knight will sign the death warrant for the Brazilian AD carry.
A beautiful game from Knight as he has continued.
Not Soul. It is a very big gold lead, but you look over at the other side. They don't have Soul right here. They should have Soul. It should be a wrap, but VKS, we'll see if they can still hold on.
VKS, their task is as tall as it has ever been here in this second game. If they lose this one, their worlds is over. They've honestly put up a hell of a fight against BLG in this second one, but BLG are looking to tighten their hold on this game. The Weaver's Wall flies in. It's on, the only one trapped on the other side of it. He channels the Keeper's verdict. Tempered Fate locks him up. Equalizer over the top of everybody here on VKS. The redemption coming in. Trimby tries to heal up as Shadow dives in. Trimby's already down. Defensive ulti coming out from Desamas, but the tier 3 turret is erased from the rift. Bawal, the only thing that BLG can target from here. Shadow healed up by redemption himself. BLG have broken a second inhibitor now in the bottom lane.
The mid wave is being escorted in by Knight. That's 2 waves hitting onto these Nexus towers. Baron empowered, only 4 members left from VKS.
BLG looking for their game-ending push, but Elk is going to be caught out a little bit by the seismic shove. He has to get back. The barrier keeps him alive. Shadow also at death's door. 100 HP here on the enemy jungler. Knight tries to jump into the back. Guardian Angel ready to bring Shadow back to life as the Pathmaker into the seismic shove. Kills him yet again. Morteos takes the kill credit, and VKS, despite their bait,
they keep their Nexus alive.
I mean, it's such a problem when you look at some of these last fights. Is On gonna get caught?
Yeah, On hit by the seismic shove into the unraveled earth. They commit the cyclone for it. Desamas trying to look for a little bit more. Knight knocked up by the cyclone. Slam back into the wall. Tries to distort over. Shut down by Miru. VKS picked the enemy mid laner in support. Now they're riding into the mid lane. They want to look after Shadow as well. The Weaver's Wall doesn't catch him on the right side of it. Shadow gets away, but VKS have a 5v3 for the next 30 seconds.
They're gonna try to end the game. They're gonna go right down mid here, I think, and look for it.
But they have the Unleashed TP available on Bin and a massive wave in the bottom lane at the same time.
The pink
Bawal is going bottom to try to stop it. VKS continuing their push. It's Shadow and Elk trying to defend this. Bin coming around here from the side as well. Drops the equalizer defensively. Shadow going in after Miru with the redemption. Keeps the VKS mid laner alive. The push from VKS stopped for
That's a
now.
TP.
TP coming in from Bawal, but Bin's gonna TP into the enemy base. Bin wants to end the game. Bawal's teleport has left the base vulnerable. Now Bin joins up with the super minions. The defense has to be mounted. Miru's the only one who can try to TP. He's
got
gonna
no
arrive,
health.
but he has no health. Miru going golden, trying to survive as Shadow and Out distract, and Bin will end the game at the Nexus. VKS fought well, but not well enough. BLG move on.
So close for VKS.